Robert Ward is my name. I'm the Marketing Director here at the National College of Ireland. And on behalf of the College, you're very welcome here. Don't forget, hashtag Go Further with NCI. We're delighted to partner with Independent News and Media. Mitchell O'Gorman is going to talk to us. He's the campaign manager at INM, and he's going to give us some insights into the world of digital and advertising.
I look after the big digital advertising campaigns that come into Independent News and Media. I'm just going to be looking at how technology is bringing advertisers and audiences together. Gutenberg's printing press came about in 1450 AD, and less than 70 years later, Martin Luther was nailing his 95 theses about how disappointed he was in the Catholic Church to the door of Wittenberg University. Very quickly it got taken down, and people used Gutenberg's printing press to create hundreds, thousands of copies of it. The Vatican couldn't really keep up. They really lost control of the communications around it, and thus began, or part of the beginnings of, the Reformation. So I think he's a really good example of an early social influencer who used technology to get his message viral out there. So fair play to that guy. So we move on. The internet, again, I suppose, was a massive evolution. If you look at this absolute beauty down the bottom there, looks like a designer vomited confetti over a black rectangle there. That is the first ever online banner ad. Isn't it a peach? So I suppose one of the first things you'll notice is that it doesn't have a brand on it. It was run on Wired.com in October 1994. The brand was actually AT&T. They didn't put their name to it because they weren't convinced that it was going to work. Such was the newfangledness of it. It did work. It worked amazingly well, in so much so that the click-through rate on that ad was 44%. So just to put that in context, the click-through rates that we see today across industry average is about 0.1%. Design, massively important for any campaign, but particularly more and more so because we're, with kind of cross-platform and entering into the era of the wearable, a tiny little screen, you need to be able to design, put the user experience first across a range of different size screens. So obviously, massively important for any campaign. So finally, I suppose, what next? Native is going to be used as a much more rich kind of storytelling. I'd like to see kind of a lot more quality native content being created rather than the clickbaity stuff. But also native is going to start being delivered out, not just as say, an article on a site, but actually it's going to be delivered out kind of automatically or programmatically. And again, that's going to feed in with data. It's going to start targeting people with specific demographic or user behaviours. Programmatic that I've just mentioned, programmatic is kind of like the automated buying and selling of ad inventory on sites. So that's it from me. I'm going to hand you over to Adrian, who's going to look at, I suppose, the kind of the longer term picture. So thanks very much.